Hello, my name is Knights, and I will be discussing my senior verbiage project entitled The Art of Aesthetics. As an aspiring artist, I have always enjoyed art ever since I was really little. I used to take private art lessons throughout elementary school, and I'm currently taking AP Studio Art, which I really enjoy. These are a few of my pieces that I've done over the past year, and I really enjoy it. It's always been fun for me, and the art of transferring what's in someone's mind to a piece of paper or a canvas has always fascinated me. So I decided to delve deeper into this topic. The first possible internship mentor that came to mind was Mr. Fred Nichols, who is here today with his wife. So thank you for being here. Mr. Nichols had come to our art class in the spring of my junior year to talk about his style and techniques. And he also introduced us to the silkscreen printing process, which was very fascinating to me, and I desired to learn more about it. So I decided to contact Mr. Nichols that spring and set up a time to tour his studio and gallery. I was very impressed. So I started my internship mid-June. I spent about 45 hours over the summer interning in both Mr. Nichols' studio and gallery. In the studio, I had the opportunity to help him with the silkscreen printing process. I got to mix ink, colors, take inventory of the colors and supplies. I got to hand the prints to him and watch him use the machinery. And I put the prints on the drying rack and helped power wash the silk screens at the end to prepare them for the next use. I also got to learn how to mount and frame matte pieces to make them more appealing to viewers and potential customers. And I even got to do dirty jobs like sweep the floor and clean the windows, but I learned that was all a part of being a professional artist. In the gallery, I had the opportunity to put pieces in storage and organize them and even make name tags for certain pieces. I loved being surrounded by all these beautiful works every day of my internship, and I was really inspired by that. So after my internship, I was inspired to create my research question, which is, how can an aesthetically pleasing environment affect an individual's mood, motivation, and overall outlook on life? So my most useful resource in answering this question was my interview with Mr. and Mrs. Nichols. They gave me some helpful insights on what specifically an artist can do to create pieces to improve the mood and mindset of patients in clinics and hospitals specifically. Mr. Nichols has artwork in the University of Virginia Hospital and the Martha Jefferson Hospital in Charlottesville. And he had done a few commissioned pieces there, and so he explained his process on how he chose a theme and what kind of subjects he was going to include to help the patients there. So in answering my research question, so this is a chart of some basic colors and their psychological value. I realized that it's important for an artist or a designer to consider these colors, the psychological value of these colors, so that they can convey a certain mood or evoke a certain mood in the viewer. And I also found out through my research that embodied cognition is responsible for changes in a person's mood and mindset. Embodied cognition is defined as the sense of drawing you in and really making you feel the quality of the painting or environment. Mirror neurons are responsible for this concept of embodied cognition. They are cells in the brain that perform similarly when observing and performing an action. So after doing a little bit of research and after my interview with Mr. and Mrs. Nichols, I decided to do my community service and legacy project at the Green Care Clinic in Stantonville. I got in contact with Mrs. Janet Call, who is the head of the Green Care Clinic, and she agreed to let me redecorate the waiting area there. I was inspired by what Mr. Nichols did in the 2 hospitals in Charlottesville, so I decided that I would do something similar to that. So this is what the free clinic looked like before I redecorated. I handed out some surveys to the patients there, and there were 2 questions. The first one was, what are the first few emotions that come to mind when you walk into this room? So I got a lot of answers like they didn't feel any emotion. The room was dull. There was not really much to it. There was no color or design or theme to evoke any emotion in that. The second question was, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy does this room make you feel? So I got a lot of responses. Well, 10 was being most happy and 1 being the least. I got a lot of responses that were 5 or under. I got like a 6, maybe once. A lot of 2s and 3s. So I decided that this room, which resembled a blank canvas, would be a great opportunity for me to apply what I learned in my internship and through my research and the interview to really serve the community and help these patients. So over the course of the next few months, I drew designs and reviewed them with Mrs. Call, my community service mentor, and I implemented the design in late February, early March. I painted this focus wall in a light blue because I learned in my research that light blue can evoke a sense of calmness and it can relieve stress. I rearranged the furniture in such a way that was more aesthetically pleasing, and so the colors went with the room. I added a braided rug to tie in the colors of the wall and the decorations in the furniture. And I also added a few wall hangings. I went with like a kind of calm, beachy theme. So these mirrors I added, and these foil canvases I also added. And I added some soft lighting in the room as well. And I also added some more greenery because I learned in my research that adding greenery or elements of nature can actually soothe people and relieve their stress. So this painting I hung over top of one of the sofas on the far wall that was painted blue. This was one of my pieces that I did a couple years ago over the summer. It's of Kerala Beach, and I did it as a direct observation piece for my AP art class. So I decided this would be a perfect fit for this room because it has the soft blues to tie in the wall color, and it also has soft greens, and it is a landscape piece. So I figured that going along with the nature theme, that this would really tie in what I learned in my research with what I learned in my internship. It also has pops of bright colors over here to really add life to the room and again contribute to the theme and tie in all the colors. Overall, I learned a lot from this project. I had a great experience at my internship, community service, and I also learned a lot about myself. I learned that doing something that I truly enjoy is best for me. I had a lot more fun doing something that I truly enjoy, that I've been interested in for a really long time, and I hope to pursue in the future. To future Burbank seniors, I advise you to really do something you enjoy and have fun with it. Don't be afraid to go above and beyond, and don't be afraid to share to everyone what you truly enjoy and what you love. In the fall, I plan on attending the University of Virginia School of Architecture, and I hope to minor in studio art as well. I would like to combine my passion for art with my passion for math and science as well. And I believe that studying architecture and studio art at UVA will allow me to do just that. And I look forward to the future. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes.
Have you done a survey
mention that on one of my last slides, but the responses that came back definitely showed a difference in how the waiting area looked before and after. On the scale of 1 to 10 how happy the patients were, those numbers were a lot higher. They said that the room had a more calm feel, more happy feel, so that proved that I really had made a difference in the community with my research.
How many hours did you spend to change the things that they told you?
How long did it take?
How many hours approximately did you spend?
I spent about 8 hours actually in the room. Yes. I spent the other 2 hours drawing designs and working out the details with my mentor, getting supplies together. Any other questions? Yes.
It's not a question. I just wanted to say that I'm, as a math teacher, I'm very logical, but I found this very inspiring, thinking about spaces in my own life. So it's not a question. I'm just